Well, it's official. Yesterday, the Senate found that President Trump did nothing wrong, and the Democrats are probably going to want to move on as quickly as possible and pretend that the whole impeachment debacle just never happened. Once again, Jake Tapper couldn't conceal his disappointment.
Wolf, we're still keeping an eye on the president's Twitter feed. We are expecting to hear from him at some point, but when and how still seems to be up in the air.
Of course they were watching his Twitter feed. It's all that they do. And the president didn't disappoint. He tweeted out this Carpe Diem meme again, which he originally posted last year, showing that he would be president for infinity. That didn't go over very well with Jake Tapper, who obviously has no sense of humor.
You might remember last year somebody created that meme on Twitter of President Trump running for re-election not only in 2024, but 2028, 2032, 24. Like and it goes on forever. There it is. Here it is. And this is what President Trump just tweeted again the moment that he's acquitted. He's retweeting this meme of President Trump not only winning re-election in 2024, but forever, Trumpism forever. Right. So if anybody would think that he's been chastened or humbled at being the only the third president in history and the only one to have had votes for removal that were bipartisan, well, it's quite the contrary.
Yeah, and what does this mean for his behavior, right? Does he?
But it means that he's the most humorous and down-to-earth president we've ever had. Oh, speaking of Jake Tapper, by the way, and this is not a joke, despite having his own show on the most trusted name in news, nobody seems to know who he is.
TV news shows for 800.
Since 2013, weekday afternoons on CNN have featured The Lead with this man. And this man is Jake Tapper. Less than a minute now, Stephen.
His show's been on CNN for 7 years, but apparently none of the contestants on Jeopardy even noticed. Jim Acosta was also not very pleased with the president's first public response to the Senate vote.
Check out this tweet the president just put out in the last several minutes. It's his first response to being acquitted in the Senate impeachment trial. It is one of his favorite trolls. It is a video mock-up of a Time magazine cover that shows him staying in office forever and ever. That is vintage Trump. That's how he wants to respond to all of this. And I suspect you're going to hear that sort of tone from the president when he comes out in due time. The White House at this point saying he's not expected to come out and talk to the press this evening. Obviously, Trump being Trump.
He just called the Leonardo da Vinci of memes and my friend Carpe Diem a troll. Jim, we're going to have to talk about this, buddy. There was one Republican, a fake Republican, a rhino, Mitt Romney, who sided with the Democrats at the Senate vote, however, citing his faith as the reason. My magic Mormon underwear will protect me from the backlash for siding with the Democrats. Of course, the liberal media was thrilled with his bravery.
I yield the floor.
Wow, that was extraordinary. That was a moment we haven't seen very often from a member of the U.S. government. That was pure honesty and emotion from Mitt Romney there.
Wow, he's so amazing. I mean, what's next? Are they going to claim he's a superhero? Oh, wait, what's this?
And I had thought from the minute that the senators took the oath and watching the senators take the oath that swearing an oath before God for Mitt Romney is like unlocking his superpower. I mean, there's no one in that chamber who was going to take that oath more seriously.
Yes, there's not a single United States senator who's closer to God than Mitt Romney. Or I guess in his case, it would be the prophet Joseph Smith. Dum, 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 dum. But now that we can all finally move on and begin focusing on the election, many Democrats are starting to realize what a mess they've made for themselves.
This party needs to wake up and make sure that we talk about things that are relevant to people. We don't win elections because we talk about stuff that is not relevant. We had a great experience in 2018, and the day after, we started all this goofy stuff. I mean, we're like talking about people voting from jail cells. All right, we're talking about not having a border. I mean, I'm 75 years old. Why am I here doing this? Because I am scared to death. That's why. We got to decide what we want to be. Do we want to be an ideological cult, or do we want to have a majoritarian instinct to be a majority party?
That's longtime Democrat strategist James Carville, who's finally coming face to face with reality. Even Simone Sanders, who used to work as Bernie Sanders' spokesperson for his 2016 campaign, who now works for Joe Biden, says that Bernie Sanders' socialism isn't gonna beat Trump.
The last point that I'll make, and I think it's something many people are talking about today, is Senator Sanders has branded himself as a socialist, and that is a moniker he himself has embraced. But that is not a moniker that folks across this country, when it comes to down ballot candidates, will be able to embrace and be successful. This is about keeping the House. This is about gaining seats in the Senate, and this is about beating Donald Trump. And you can't beat Donald Trump with double talk on healthcare. And Donald Trump is going to brand it. We can't beat Donald Trump with socialism across this country. It's just not going to work.
I'm curious.
You can tell how shocked Brianna Keeler is, the anchor, hearing Bernie Sanders' former spokesperson now saying that he doesn't have a chance against President Trump. And I'm sure by now everybody knows that Nancy Pelosi tore up President Trump's State of the Union speech in a pathetic publicity stunt for the cameras. But did you know that she had to pre-tear the pages to make sure that she could actually pull it off so that she wouldn't be too weak to actually tear them in half? You can see the paper sitting on her desk all pre-torn to make sure she could pull it off. We're barely a month into 2020, and I'd say so far this year's going great. And to celebrate the president's innocence, I'm bringing back my limited edition Trump Silver Silhouette shirts and the gold foil Trump 2020 shirts. They're available only through Sunday, so get your orders in now at markdice.com or click the link in the description below. And they're made from a special silver and gold foil paint that shines in the light, and I'm sure you're gonna love them. Like all of my designs, they're available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.